Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the pill that's produced by the good folks of Novia. And this is going to be a focus on, which is, on cosmeceuticals. This is going to be part of the Nlift series of pills that kind of provides us with a holistic approach to achieve the best results by combining different technologies and putting them all together. As we understand that the Nlift itself is made up of a number of different aspects of procedures, which will include fillers, cosmeceuticals, and Zafiro to provide a synergistic effect. So the protocol kind of consists of two sessions. The first session has the advanced care system, followed by the hydrodeluxe mesotherapy treatment, and then the restore mask. After a week, the patient comes back to you. You do the exact same first steps. However, there is the addition of the energy-based device, the Zafiro, in addition to the fillers that provide us with the structural changes that is an integral part of the aging process, and then followed by the restore mask and of course the advanced care system. So our focus today is going to be on cosmeceutical itself. So we're talking about now the upper part of the skin, which is basically the epidermis, and things that we're able to kind of do or perform that will allow us to kind of have that effect. So the cosmeceuticals play an important role in both sessions. The first one, which is session 1, and the second one, which is session 2. And if you in the first one, the cosmeceuticals play an important part in the advanced care system because you are applying cosmeceuticals in that part. And then also the restore mask contains, of course, a number of cosmeceutical ingredients. And session 2, the exact same thing. However, the patient takes with them some cosmeceutical products to use also at home. So what we're going to be showing now is the video of how the procedure is actually performed. And as you can see over here, this is a patient. The patient will receive 2 boxes. One is the kit, and the other one is my box that they will take with them. The kit itself has newborn skin, which is applied onto the patient. And then there's the wake-up skin that is also kind of, that we use to kind of cleanse the face in addition to the neck. Then we apply, of course, the Hydro Deluxe, which is the mesotherapy treatment. As you can see here, it's applied by a needle in a very superficial type of fashion. So it's kind of displayed across the whole board. It's just placed in that area. Then we provide the restore mask. And the restore mask, we apply first the actual material itself, and then we apply the mask on top of it. And then the ceramide shield is applied at the end, as the kind of, in which the ceramide is a very integral part to kind of decrease the inflammation. And then finally the C shot, and the C shot contains a very high capacity vitamin C. And as you can see here, the patient is pretty much happy. There's hardly any problems or any bleeding. So she comes back again for the second session. This newborn skin is applied. The wake-up skin is also applied, so it follows the exact same protocol that we saw in the beginning. This time, however, there's the thing that we do is going to be the Zafiro, and this is the Zafiro. There are 2 forms. This is the exfoliation effect that we provide, and we put on the gel on top so that the energy-based device is used in the infrared mode. And then the infrared is applied, this kind of, and we'll talk about what it provides us a little bit later on. Then, you apply your fillers, and the filler here can be applied in many, many different ways. This is for the mid-face, and the fillers are applied using a cannula to kind of recreate that structural aspect that is important for our skin. Then, the restore mask is applied at the end. So as you can see over here, this is it kind of cools off the patient, make sure that no bruising ends up happening. The ceramide is applied to decrease the inflammation, very similar to what it was done in the first session, and ends up with the C shot that contains a high intensity vitamin C. And then the patient, as you can see here, this is her after her second treatment. Her face is definitely much different or much lit up as compared to the first time that she saw us. So that the advanced care system. We saw the video what's the advanced care system kind of made up of? Now, the reason why it was developed to work synergistically with the aesthetic procedures that are being performed. It enhances their outcomes, it decreases the downtime, and supports, of course, the skin healing, and provides excellent results in a very short period of time. Um, you saw in the video how the newborn skin is applied. What it does is that it removes the makeup very efficiently and all the impurities, because there's a lot of debris on the skin once the patient comes to see you. The key ingredients in that area here is going to be the bioretinol and the ceramides. These are very, very important in terms of decreasing inflammation. The wake up skin, it helps restore the proper pH and also balance with it reduces risk of irritation. And it contains ascorbic acid, glutathione, in addition to prunicerasis. And these really play an important role in terms of both being an antioxidant and also an anti-inflammatory effect. The restore mask, and we saw here it was a little small vial that that you apply before you apply the mask on, really provides more of a calming effect and also a moisturizing effect after the procedure is performed. And the reason for this is that it contains a number of ingredients, for example, such as hyaluronic acid, that provides that moisturizing effect. And of course, it also contains a little bit of copper that causes a little bit of an anti-inflammatory kind of effect. As you can see here in the video, this is a gentleman that has the mask applied on him after the treatment is performed. The mask has a very calming, soothing effect once it's applied. And if the patient, for example, undergoes whatever treatment, whether it was the first session or the second session, applying that mask provides not just moisturizing effect, but also a very calming and soothing effect. And I would also call it cooling effect, because that convection that happens really causes the patient to feel very, very comfortable indeed. The home care that they take with them, of course, contains both the C-shot and the ceramide shield. The C-shot is, as we talked about it, is the highly concentrated 30% ascorbic acid, which is your vitamin C. The ceramide shield really it reinforces, rebalances, and smoothens the skin, and at the same time, it really kind of decreases markers of inflammation due to the effects that it contains the ceramides. So that's very, very important in that sense. So in this video over here, you can see actually how the C-shot is being performed. Or how it is applied. You just put a very few drops on your palms, and then you slowly kind of massage the patient's face. So you just put a little bit there, and you just simply massage the patient's face to make sure that more or less all the different parts of the face receive an equal amount of the C-shot. It's a very, very simple procedure. And, as you can see, the patient is very, very comfortable during that application. So in summary, the synergistic actions occur due to the effect of all different skin layers. You've got the advanced care system that works pretty much on the epidermis, the fillers that work on the dermis and the hypodermis, in addition to the structural skeletal changes. And of course, you also have the Zafiro that works on the dermis and the hypodermis. So what are the results of the Nlift? From this picture over here, you're able to see there are differences between the before and the after. Very subtle differences, but the differences are there. And that's what I consider to be the naturalness of this procedure. Patients are able to feel the difference and also able to see it, but other people around them are unable to kind of say that they look pretty much unnatural, because they'll look very natural. A lot of times these certain treatments make the person's face look too shiny or too plastic. I dare call it that. But this procedure here really just changes the texture of the skin, provides a much more youthful appearance without having the patient look fake. So that's how it works out in that sense. So what does it do? It has a synergistic effect on the pretty much the fibroblasts, the skin hydration, the elasticity, and the controlled inflammation by causing a less in the inflammatory markers to become a little bit more on the lesser side. So all the different, for example, your monocytes, your lymphocytes, all the different inflammatory cells are less in that area. So what are your conclusions? Your conclusions are very simple. What you did is that you're using a protocol that has a synergistic effect by having different treatment modalities, and that has been scientifically proven to show that it works. The efficacy on your patients is pretty much high because you can definitely see the differences between them. And at the same time, there is safety. There's a much decrease. The reason why they're safe, because there's a much decrease in inflammation or anything that will cause, for example, adverse events for the patients in the long run. And with this, I thank you for tuning in for another pill brought to you by the good folks of Novia. And I do hope to see you in future episodes. Thanks again.